Well, it certainly is a special day, the day your lifelong partner makes that commitment and asks you to be theirs, and you know what? And then you're officially engaged. But of course, the only Expresso presenter that has actually already dropped the knee is our very own Ewan. So we need to pick his brain, as it is World Proposal Day. And you need to take us back to that day that you proposed to your wife, Adrienn.
I can't believe it's been that long.
How long has it
we
been?
got engaged in 2004.
That is a long time.
We got married in 2007, so it's many. How long is it now? It's
so
going
you've
on.
been married for 12 years.
It's going on 12 years now. Yeah. So it's been a while. So it's
15 years
So this
ago.
is when we just got together, basically, in our first year together. We met in Bangkok. So obviously knows. I think a lot of people know the story where we met in Thailand. But I think the proposal story, island vibes.
You guys are literally
good
like children.
times. Good times. So yeah, what happened was we were together for a year, and I knew that I wanted to propose to her once we've been together for a year. So I've got the whole ring planned. I bought it in secret, and I was carrying it with me for, I think, 3 months whilst we were traveling. And at that stage, we were in Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur. And I knew that I'm going to do it then. So she was out at a job, and I had a free day. I was like, oh, cool, I'm going to set this thing up now. So I went to the local market, and I got prawns and all those kind of delicacies, and I was cooking in my little model apartments, which I had nothing. I had a little stove. But I managed to make prawns and rice and a garlic sauce and everything. And she came home from the job, and she's like, oh, what is going on? So I was like, oh, nothing much. We just ate, and it was a nice little moment because it was our 1-year anniversary, you know, so you didn't expect anything. But then I said, right afterwards, we are going to go to a special place. So I organized, which was quite difficult at that, to go into the revolving restaurant at the Malaysia Broadcasting Tower, which was huge. So up into an elevator, huge, and she was like, oh, wow, what's going on? You know, so we had drinks, and we had a nice evening there. We just chilled out a little bit, and then it was time to go home. And still nothing, because now obviously she's expecting something, but I'm dragging it. And then also, without her knowing, I made a booking into one of the classiest hotels in Malaysia. And I had the guys there decorate the bed with everything. And I snuck into the room just beforehand. I ran ahead or something. And I just remember putting the ring on the bed and actually opened the door. There's the rose petals, and, you know, the actual rose is spelled with an M for marry, you know, with the ring right there on the bed. And then it was all just explosions and happiness and tears. Snot en trane gehuil. So that's exactly how it happened. And that was 2007 when we got married. Yeah. So I had very little to go on because we were models. We didn't have much, you know. So I really tried to make it very special, but I managed to keep it a secret.
That's the key.
Which is good. And it was probably, in my eyes and her eyes, she still says today, it's like, Ewan, this is probably the most romantic thing you've ever done.
Aww.
You know, you should really do something more. Well, but yeah, that's how we got together.
That's a really cool story. And
trip down memory lane.
An interesting one as well, to hear the full story. And for, you know, someone that's considering dropping the knee and asking their lover to propose to their loved one, what would you give them? What words of advice would you give them? Because, I mean, number one, you already said keep it a secret.
Yeah, you have to try and keep it a secret, because that just adds to the moment. And I really just think, even if you guys, if you don't have a romantic bone in your body, it's not an excuse. You gotta try and think out of the box and use your scenario, your surroundings, whatever it is you have, try and use that to your advantage. But I think ultimately it's a once in a lifetime moment. You have to try and make it as special as possible, not only for you, but of course for your future wife as well, or your future husband, or whatever the case may be. Just make it special and be authentically you.
I love that. I absolutely love that. And you know what? The cool thing is, like you said, use what you have, use your strengths. A friend of mine, he's not very good with words, but he's fantastic at editing. So he managed to do a video of the ring being made, and that video she watched, and at the end he asked her, will you marry me? He kept it simple, but he used his strength.
You see,
beautiful
just
and
like
cool.
That.
Well, since we are celebrating World Proposal Day, if you perhaps are planning on proposing why don't we help you out? And you can do it right here live on your Feel Good Breakfast show. If that's something you are considering, you can send us your beautiful romantic story to entries@cordova.tv. All of those T's and C's will apply. You can find those at visiting expressoshow.com. So, of course, if you are a big fan of the show and this is something you would love to do, make sure you send us that beautiful romantic story and submit it to entries@cordova.tv.